Hi, iTOVi family. I'm Cy Tidwell, founder of iTOVi. I wanted to talk through a few things today with you briefly, and hopefully you'll find that this is beneficial for you in your personal life, but also for those of you who are wanting to build your business. You'll be able to optimize your experience with iTOVi. And mainly it just comes from best practices, which we've seen over the last several years come in through our inbox, through testimonials and so forth, or just being around our customers. So with that, I'll talk about the science briefly. It's been around 100 plus years, galvanic skin response. A lot of people understand bioimpedance or biofeedback, right? And we're able to utilize this technology, and science has been around a long time, to then send subtle electrical frequencies to your body hundreds of times. And what we are sending are simply the products. We've taken all of your products, your company's products, and uploaded their frequencies in our system. There's different ways to extract those frequencies. You can use an oscilloscope or so forth. We do that, but we also have our own proprietary system and that we've personally built. We take that, we compare, we make sure it's accurate, and then those are the subtle electrical frequencies that we're sending hundreds of times to your body during this 1 or 2 minute scan, depending on how many products you're scanning for, because you can create your own groups. So that's how we're able to say, okay, you know what? This person is having an extreme response to these products or a normal response. We display the top products that your body has the most extreme response to, meaning your body most likely would absorb those well. Now, it's not a diagnostic tool, so don't use it like that. You can't say words like your body needs this or these are deficient because the products are, or because the scanner said so, okay? You got to stay away from those words, of course. But the galvanic skin response uses different temperature, pressure, sweat gland, like our sweat, and all of those little things. You can Google that, but it's been around a long time. But that science coupled with our own proprietary algorithm is kind of how how the magic happens, right? Now, we do have another product called DNA, which is a swab. For those of you living in the United States, you swab, send it in, and then we report 79 plus different traits that you can say that, hey, you're deficient in copper or iron, and this product lends itself well for that. And so we display different micronutrients, macronutrients, systemic inflammation, stress tolerance, sun sensitivity. I mean, there's tons. So I found a lot about myself through those different DNA tests as well. So our main product is our iTOVi scanner, and then several years after we came out, we came into the world of this DNA as well, so which is really cool. But primarily I wanted to talk through iTOVi and this scanner and how it will benefit you in your life personally, and then also in your business. And there are 3 different ways. So with that, let's talk about personal use. A lot of our customers are using this daily to see which products to scan for. I know that some people use it every single day to see which products will come up and then use those products to diffuse in their diffuser. So that's kind of one way, right? A lot of customers will do it every single week and look for trends. That's kind of what we do here at our house. I'll scan my kids or myself, and we often do that weekly, and then I'll kind of notate which products come up more often than not. And you'll always have those scan reports within your app forever. And so you're able to see those reports. Same with anybody that you scan around you, your friends, family, your downline, prospects. You'll always have their reports within your tablet or cell phone. Now, this does work with Android or iOS, cell phone, or also tablets, okay? So now with that, you're able to scan yourself often as you'd like, every week, for example, every day, see which products you want to diffuse, and go from there. It works really well in that regard. Now, with like those of you who have practices, or those of you who are wanting to just build your business and introduce your products to other people in a more meaningful, powerful way, I personally think iTOVi scanner is the best way to do that, especially in a very passive way. So for example, the first way iTOVi will help benefit you in your business is that now you have something to be able to get their information very easily. Their phone number and their email, which is accumulating prospects, right? And building your business pool of prospects very passively, and it becomes kind of a numbers game. So the more people you scan, the more people you have to prospect, right? And that's basically it. Super simple. if you think about it though, how hard is it actually to go get, maybe somebody's phone number and email that you don't know? It's actually a little harder than we might think. So some ways to do that: after you do a yoga session, perhaps run a scan, make sure other people can see that, and it draws people to you to say, hey, what are you doing? Therefore, you're gonna say, I'm doing a scan. Do you want a free scan? It takes 1 minute. Everyone's gonna say yes. Another way to do that is at restaurants, or with the waitress or waiter, or maybe you're watching a basketball game and you can just at a bar or something, and you scan a lot of people. What's kind of cool is you'll notice once you start scanning a few people in a public setting, everyone kind of starts drawing toward that. And it does take you out of your comfort zone a little bit. You have to kind of put yourself out there. But again, you're just accumulating prospects. That's the main goal. But what happens is number two to this, the one, like I said, there's 3 different ways to build your business. But number 2 actually just happens naturally because you're introducing your products to other people in a more individualized, personalized way. As opposed to if you do not have the iTOVi scanner, then other individuals are just basically saying, okay, that worked for you, perhaps it's gonna work for me, I don't know. But when it's about them, when they're scanning the products and they're using the scanner and it's about them and they're watching the video and the products come up, they're way more dialed because it's more personalized, it's more individualized. So number 2 is basically introducing your products to other people in a more meaningful way, right? A more individualized way. So that's way more powerful than just saying, hey, these products worked for me, I know they'll work for you. Now you wanna keep doing that. We tell everybody, keep doing that, keep using your own personal testimonial or other third parties, but also do this scan because it's about them and that's what's meaningful for individuals, okay? So that's the number 2 way it'll help optimize your business. The third way is it puts them in a system that's very easy to follow. So again, and I think I've said this a little bit in the past, but there are these 2 sensors on here. Both have to touch your skin, okay? Both of these sensors. And it doesn't matter if you hold it like this or you hold it like this and your fingers are on this. It doesn't matter. As long as it's touching your skin, bracelets, rings, and all that can stay on, okay? In the past, we had to remove those. You don't have to anymore. So you can keep those on. But this third way is pretty cool. So as somebody's receiving this free scan, now you got their phone number and their name. They've been introduced to your products in a more meaningful way. Rather than having 200 plus products to think about, it's funneled down to 7 perhaps, right? The top 7 products that their body has the best response to. And now they can digest these 7 products over the course of the next 30 days. Okay, you're gonna drip little bits of information about these products to them before you scan them again 30 days later. So as you're scanning that individual, there are a couple things you need to do. First, you need to set up your report to make sure that when they receive that email, which is the products that they scan for, they get this free email, that you have it set up in such a way that's best for them and for you. So you can choose within the report to put your email on that. You can put your social media in credentials or handles. You can add a little message that says, hey, thanks for getting scanned. And so you can just set it up however you'd like. So spend some time in the report before you scan that person. The second thing you want to do is, is set up another time to scan them 30 days later before they leave. So say, hey, let's do this again. And this goes for not just prospects and people that are not a part of your business, but for your downline. Offer them this value add. So I would say, hey, let's do this again in 30 days. And they're gonna say yes. So now you schedule it within the app so that they get a push notification and so do you. In order for them to get a push notification, they need to download the app as well for free. So help them do that. That way they can see the report, not just through the email, but also see the different wills, the emotional and the physical will, okay? So the third thing you're gonna do is now you set up the report, they're getting that information the way you want it, the way they probably should get it. But then also you got this schedule that they're going to say yes to 30 days later to receive a free scan. And now the important part is to drip these products to them throughout the 30 days. So the day after you scan that individual, send them a video or an article about the top product that they scanned for. 3 days later, send the video or an article about the second product they scanned for. 3 days after that, the third product, etc. And you're gonna wanna keep doing that until you scan them again 30 days later. So you're just having all these different touch points. And what will happen is that they'll become super knowledgeable and start building their own little testimonial of those 7 products that they scanned for, especially because it's about them. So they got a ton of information within our app, which is like the descriptions and how many drops and all that stuff, but also the video or article that you send them in addition, right? That they can like take on bits at a time. It's not just inundated with so much information, it's like super overwhelming. So it gives them a little bit of information about these products that they become way more educated on. They'll more likely purchase those products, but more importantly, you'll be there as a consultant to help guide them. Should they purchase those products? Should they purchase a kit based on those products that came up? And so you have this consultation with them on the second meeting again, and hopefully guide them in the best possible way, and scan them again, of course. So those are the 3 ways. Now, the nice thing about this, everyone, is it's super easy to teach. So imagine when you first started, it is overwhelming. You have a ton of products, right? And it's like, how do I memorize like all these products, and like, where do I start? Do I start reading all about them on the website? You got the company's information, you have Google, you have a ton of books, and it really is kind of like a fire hose. And so what happens often are people getting super amped and stoked about the business, and they want to grow or they want to take and consume. But then over time, that starts to degradate. I love that word, degradate. Because what happens is it's just like, what do I do now? Like, there's just too much information, and so they often will just fall off a cliff. And they won't really tell you why, but that's often why, is because it's just too much. Because not only do they have to learn all about the business and all about the products, they have to, like, if they're wanting to build their business, learn about the comp plan and how to like talk to people and how to prospect and qualify and put their own prospects in a system, right? And follow up and all of that. And the fortune is in the follow-up. So with that, iTOVi is super easy, because truly they could get started right away. All you have to do is teach the people that get started to get an iTOVi scanner to then do this, right? Super easily. Scan as many people as you can, because it's a numbers game. You're introducing your products. iTOVi is a spotlight, right, on your products. And then just drip them into this little campaign, right, after you scan them, and scan them again 30 days later. Like, everybody can do that, and they don't have to memorize all the products. They just need to know a little bit about how to do this, right? Which is send them a video or an article about the top product. So if peppermint's the top product, you can find a video or an article within the iTOVi app, or just pull it from your own company's website and send that to them. Again, 3 days later, do it again. 3 days after that, do it again. So pretty easy system. All right, those are the 3 ways iTOVi will help benefit you, but also more importantly, benefit those that are being prospected to, right? It gives them a better experience because it's about them. iTOVi DNA is really neat too. Check that out, iTOVi.com/DNA. We also have, for all of you, our iTOVi store, which is our cases. And I wanted to talk about the case real quick, and a couple of things that we've seen over the past several months benefit a ton of individuals because they're using it correctly and they're doing some pretty cool things. So one of them are like scanning parties or sipping scans or making takes. And they're inviting a ton of people to come to their individual home. And then they're passing around an iPad, which is a very pretty way to kind of digest the report, and quietly passing that around and putting the individuals in a group within the iTOVi app, so you know exactly who scanned on that day and you have all their reports, because then you can follow up with all of them. So you can put the individuals into a group, you can give it a name, and then follow up with all of those individuals. Now, the 1 hour time long meeting that you have, it's not all about iTOVi. You simply just take 55 minutes of it, talk about the sourcing and the products, and do everything you're always doing anyway, but take 5 minutes and talk about iTOVi at the end. Like, bring somebody up, talk about the report, tell everyone, hey, everyone's gonna get a free email today with your report on it. Download the app for free. You'll be able to see the emotional wheel, the physical wheel, and we'll go from there, right? And you just kind of talk about the science briefly. So now everyone's got that. That's one way it's hugely successful, because while you're talking about the sourcing and the products, everyone's receiving additional value by getting a free scan. And some people take it a step further and have their feet being soaked in like little foot baths and dripping, have a helper there and dripping some products that they scan for into the foot bath. And that's another emotional significant experience that they're having. So it's pretty cool. That's one way it's helping a ton, making tapes, making takes, sipping scans, and so forth. The other way is keeping the products on you at all times, and also the iTOVi scanner, which ones that you absolutely love, or just have it in your purse. So one way to do that is putting 15 or 20 products in your purse. Maybe you have a case for them. We also have iTOVi cases. You can put them in with our iTOVi scanner, but you can create a group and scan for just those products, which is pretty cool. This scan's like 15 seconds, so it's really fast, but as you're scanning those individuals, it takes 15 seconds, whichever product comes up in the report, and we only recommend scanning for 3 products rather than 7 in this example, because you're only scanning 15 or 20 products or so. So whichever 3 come up though, you're gonna have a sample to give them right then and there. So that's a pretty cool experience. You scan, top 3 products come up in the report, let that individual read the descriptions, learn about them, but then give them a sample from one of those top 3 products because you have them with you. So you can create as many groups as you'd like. So back to the example of I'm using this in my home, I'm scanning in my home. You can create a group called Products I Own and only scan for those products. Maybe you have 100 at your house, only scan for those 100 products, and that way, whichever come up in their reports at your home, you can give them a sample as well. So it just works really well. So those are the 3 ways iTOVi will help build your business. You just need to implement them. You need to keep the scanner with you at all times and really test it and try it, because it does work. These are some of the best practices that we've seen work, and we're just kind of sharing them with you. Other than that, feel free to check out iTOVi.com/training, iTOVi.com/marketing, and again, /DNA. So those are 3 different ways. You can also just kind of educate yourself more so on iTOVi and our DNA as well. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, as we do have promotions and so forth coming around the corner. And I appreciate our iTOVi family. We love you all. Thank you.